Hello, my friends. Nexi is here. Hope you guys are enjoying Battle for Azeroth. And of course, the weekend is coming up. Today is Friday, so I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. For those of you that are very casual and you've been busy during the week, hopefully you get your time this weekend to dive into Battle for Azeroth. Either way, though, I gotta tell you guys, this expansion is absolutely wonderful. It's beautiful. I would rate it a 10 out of 10 without touching PvP. I am so afraid of touching PvP right now. I just haven't done any of it. If I see someone attack me in war mode, I just run away. Not because I can't take them. Come on, I'm a 2400 player. Of course I can try and take them. But I just run away. I don't have any interest in PvP right now. I want to enjoy the game casually. And I know someone's going to say, don't sign up for war mode. I want to tell you right now, I'm not complaining about war mode. War mode is amazing. I'm just saying, I'm just going to run away. I don't care if I die. I don't care if you fight me. I'm going to run away. Because right now, I just have no interest in actually PvPing just yet. The way the toolkits are, I'm absolutely not at all happy with Windwalker's toolkit from a PvP perspective. I'm having so much fun in dungeons, questing. Windwalker monks are amazing, but in PvP, Blizzard has killed the spec. But I'm not here to complain about BFA's PvP. Everyone knows it's terrible. I mean, come on, the last 3 expansions, pruning, simplification of specs, but let's focus on the good, because everything else outside of PvP is amazing in this expansion. The dungeons, I love the theme. Like, I was getting Sunken Temple vibes from this, an Egyptian, maybe a more Aztec version of the Sunken Temple. One of the bosses is like this golden bird, kind of like the avatar of Atalhakar or whatever it is. That one serpent boss in Sunken Temple, the first one. Totally got some memories from this dungeon. It was amazing. Most of the dungeons are great. I do have a couple of issues. For example, way too much trash. Way too much in terms of trash and ads and mobs. Just so much time sink. But other than that, I like the dungeons, the theme, the bosses, the mechanics. Very different, more challenging mechanics this time around, it feels like. Like, you guys got to see some of the bosses. I'm not just talking about King's Rest here. I'm talking about almost all the dungeons. So overall, really enjoying the group content so far. Island expeditions, I did a couple. Those seem pretty interesting. I don't have too much interest in them. One thing I gotta say though is they are great even though I don't have too much interest, because I loved the scenarios in Mists of Pandaria. Getting to see the lore, that's what I want to see. So I think that's my only issue with Island expeditions, is they're kind of like a worse version of the Mists of Pandaria scenarios. When they didn't bring those back in Warlords, I was heavily disappointed. I love the scenarios because it keeps us updated in the lore without having too much into it, for example, like dungeons or raid content, right? So, for example, the bombing of Theramore, for example, we get to go with Jaina, or that Goblin one where we go down into Ragefire, we find out that Garrosh, built his lair in Ragefire Chasm. We had the Goblin squad. I was a Goblin monk then, because you would transform into a goblin, right? And I was playing a monk back in MoP. So overall, I loved the scenarios in MoP, and I kind of get that from the Island expeditions. Now, from the questing perspective, the story just keeps getting better and better. Buon Samdi is by far my favorite character in this expansion. I never cared too much about Loas. Like, I knew what they were. They're kind of similar to the Pandaren Celestials, right? So the Pandaren have Zwen, they have Chi-Ji, Yulon, and New Zhao. But the Trolls, they have the Loas, and they've got a lot of them. You got the Loa of Death, which is Buon Samdi. You got the Tiger, I forget what Loa he is, which is funny because he's probably my second favorite. I like tigers, just amazing. So overall, the Loas are awesome. I love everything about troll lore now. Like, you guys can paint me as a troll fan now. I'm not gonna ever roll a troll as my main character, but trolls are awesome. I'm definitely gonna have a troll alt now. I don't know what it's gonna be, and no, it's not going to be another Zappy Boy shaman character that everyone's making since Old Soldier Cinematic. But overall, I will have some kind of troll character. The lore are just amazing. I haven't tried the Alliance side yet, but I hear a lot from my Alliance friends. It's focused on Jaina, the royalty with her mother and the Proudmoore. That's all I really know. I don't know too much. So when I decide to level Nightwind, my alt monk on Alliance side, I will take that slow, focus on the story, and really get into it, because a lot of players like to skip and rush to 120, which is what I did, and I do regret it, actually. You should really only do that if you're trying to get into progression rating or progression mythic plus. Take the story and, sink into it. Accept it, love it. I know it's kind of hard in BFA, but outside of like the faction conflict with Alliance and Horde, the 2 zones, Zuldazar, Nazmir and the Alliance One's Tier Guard sound and whatnot. Like, focus on those. It's not necessarily bad writing in regards to, like, Sylvanas and what we saw at Teldrassil a couple weeks ago. Like, that was horrible. I did not enjoy that at all. But what we have in the current zones, the new zones, don't really focus too much on the faction conflict. And I think it's absolutely amazing. I love the story, the cinematics, the cutscenes, the voice acting. It's all just so beautiful. The zones are beautiful. I don't know what else to say. The expansion is so good. I would rate it a 10 out of 10 if you ignore PvP. But if you add PvP, that's going to sink it a lot. If you are a PvP only player, you're probably going to absolutely hate this expansion. That's my guess, assuming you care a lot about class design. But outside of that, really, the expansion is just beautiful. We know WoW is not a PvP focused game, and assuming you care about lore, you care about PvE, you care about the questing approach, the casual approach, we'll call it that, you probably will enjoy this expansion a lot. My first impressions, taking it more casually from that perspective, not focusing on PvP at all. I'll wait until the seasons come out. I'm not touching PvP at all. No battlegrounds, no duel. Well, maybe dueling. I love dueling, but we'll have to see. But right now, I've just been focusing on the story, the PvE aspect, and this expansion from that point of view is an absolutely wonderful thing. And I just want to leave it there. I want to hear what you guys think about Battle for Azeroth this far. One more note I want to say again here is take it slow. Change your mindset, you know, focus on the game for what it is, the whole game. Don't just focus too much on PvP. That's one thing I'm definitely starting to do more often now. I'm focusing on collecting. I'm focusing on the story, the PvE. I'm focusing on all of it now, not just PvP too much. So I want to hear what you guys think about BFA, the stories, the class design, whatever you want to talk about. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the expansion. I'm enjoying it a lot right now. Once I get to PvP, that's probably going to change, but for the most part, a lot of fun right now. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Sorry for rambling on too much, and hopefully I'll see you on my next video. See you guys.